Hello everyone, welcome back to English class. Today we shall start one new topic and the topic name is voice. So what is the common meaning of voice? So voice means what? Sound. And why do we create sound? And when do we create sound? We create sound whenever we want to convey something, whenever we want to speak something. And why do we speak? Because sometimes we have to convey, we have to give some message to other person, and that is why we need to speak. So in English grammar, we have to understand here basically about the types of voice. So there are two kinds of voice. You know very well, active voice and passive voice. Active voice and passive voice. All right, active voice and the passive voice. Now look at the sentence over here. Ram writes a letter. A letter is written by Ram. You know what I have written? I have written one sentence here. Ram writes a letter. This is example of simple present tense. And this is what a letter is written by Ram. So what you observe here? Who is active here? Ram. In this sentence, Ram is active. And that is why this is example of active voice. So a sentence is said to be in active voice when the doer of the action, that means when the doer of action is active. If you get the doer of action is very much active in the sentence, then that sentence will be called in or will be said in active voice. All right, that is why this sentence reflects here what? Active voice. Now here a letter is written by Ram. So where is the subject? Main subject is here. So here you are getting who is active. Here you are getting in the second sentence Ram is not active at all, like the first sentence. That means the doer of action is not active in this second sentence, and that is why this sentence is in passive voice. So we can say that a sentence is said to be in passive voice when the doer of action is not active. And when the doer of action will be active, then the sentence will be active voice. Alright. So now remember the rule and all I'm going to let you know over here. So you will just make a chart like active voice and the passive voice, and here you will write subject. Alright. So here you have to make three different table. The first table I am going to draw over here. So here the subject is I in active voice. This will change into me when in passive voice. Alright, so passive is already written over here. So I will not write second time. So I becomes what? Me. You becomes you only. It remains same. And we becomes us. He or she becomes what? Him and her. He becomes him. She becomes her. And here they. They becomes what? They. Alright. So this is the first table. Alright. Please write it down. Now I am going to give you another table. Another table further you will make like this. You will make a structure like this, and here you will write B1 plus S oblique ES plus do, then here you will write active voice and here passive voice. That means if you see this structure in any sentence like either V1 plus S or ES oblique or oblique do, does, if you get these words in any sentence, then it means you have to use their what kind of helping verb is, am, are. Your concept will be more clear when I will give you sentence example. Here, if you get anywhere V2 oblique did, then here was and were. I'm sorry for interruption. So here what V2 and did. Then here you will write was and were. If you get anywhere have or has or had. Alright. Then have will become what? Have been. Has will become what? Has been. And then had will become what? Had will become had been. Alright. If you get anywhere shall or will in active voice, then here it will be converted in passive voice. Shall be, will be. Alright. And then if you get anywhere shall have, shall have, shall have, will have, then it will be changed into shall have been and will have been. Alright. So this is the table number 2. In order to understand the voice, you have to learn 3 total table. And this is what? Table number 2. Table 2. First I already gave you. This is table number 2. Please make it. And then come to the table number 3. In order to understand this table number 3, you have to make one structure, one format like this. So you will write here the tense. You will write here tense. Alright. And here you will write active voice and further you will write what? Passive voice. 3 column I have made over here. I will write at first tense. Then I will write sentence example of that particular tense in the active voice. And then I will make how I will teach you how we can make the passive voice. How we can change a sentence from active voice to passive voice. Alright. Now, one more important thing I wanna let you know, beta. So there are total 12 tenses, but only 8 tenses you have to study in this voice. Like we can make passive voice of only 8 tenses. So what are those tenses that we don't have to study in this voice? Let me tell you. So here what? Perfect continuous. Perfect continuous. All right. Here, present, past, future, and plus future imperfect tense. no voice. That means total 4 tenses are there whose voice you don't have to study, because we can make voice of only 8 tenses. The tenses which have been eliminated are following. Like, we have the fourth type of tense in every tense. Like present tense, we have present perfect continuous tense. So all three perfect continuous tense you have to remove: present perfect continuous tense, past perfect continuous tense, and future perfect continuous tense. Three is removed, and one more, that is future imperfect tense. So except these four tenses, we will make what? We will understand the rules and regulation, how we can change a sentence from active voice to passive voice. So at first we will write here what? Simple present. Simple present. Alright. So here I write, suppose that I write a letter. Okay. This is example of simple present. So who is the active here? I is active here. Now we have to follow what? The table number 2, table number 1 and 2. Please open table number 1 and 2. So what we will write here? The rule says that at first make the object as the subject. Alright. So what is the object over here? A letter is object here. So we will make it subject. How we can make it subject? We will write this last word at first. So it will become what? Subject. So I will write here in passive voice a letter. A letter. Now remember the table number 2. Alright. You know very well this is example of what? Simple present tense. And in simple present tense, when we make it passive voice of this tense, we use helping verb is, am, are. You know very well a letter is what? Third person singular number. And that is why it will take which helping verb? Is. So a letter is written by, is written by, I will convert into what? Me. So the rule of the voice says that at first we will make object as the subject, and at the end we will make subject. This one is the subject as the object. That is why I have written here me. And here always remember, in voice, in passive voice, we always use verbs third form. And before writing the third form, we use helping verb. And just after the third form of the verb, we use by word. All right. So this is what example of simple present. Now come to the present imperfect tense. Imperfect tense. I am writing a letter. All right. So I am writing a letter. This is the sentence. What is the object here? Object is here a letter. So at first we will make it subject. So what we will write here? A letter. A letter. So if you are getting anywhere in active voice, is, am, are, V-I-N-G, that please add there in your table. If you are getting anywhere is, am, are, plus V-I-N-G in any active voice, then it will become what? Is, am, are, plus being, plus V3, plus by, plus new plus new object. What is the new object? After making it change, like I become change into what? Me. So that we will write here. So you are getting here am and V1 ing. This format you are getting over here. So we have to use here what? At first the helping verb. Among is am are. Alright. You know very well a letter is example of third person singular number, and that is why we will use here helping verb is. A letter is, according to rule, being. A letter is being written by me. It's very easy. Now, next tense. Present perfect tense. Alright. I have written a letter. This is example of present perfect tense. Tenses I have already taught you twice. So please focus here. I have written a letter. I have given you already a table. So the table says that if you are getting anywhere have or has, then it will convert into what? Have been and has been. Alright. So at first the first step says that we have to make object as the subject. So we will write here a letter has been. Now a letter has been written by me. You know why I have used here has been? Because so what will be here? A letter has been written by me. Alright. Now take the another example. Like in every tense we have to study first three tenses, and at the last, like in future tense only, we have to study two tenses. Alright. So come to the next tense. Like present tense completed. Now come to the simple past tense. Simple past. Simple past, I gave you already table. So we will at first take one example. I wrote a, we can take another example also. I taught, T-A-U-G-H-T, I taught English. This is example of simple past tense. So at first we will write here, we will make this object as the subject. So what we will write here? We need to write here English. English, and further this English is what? Third person singular number. So we will write here English was taught by me. Similarly, we will take another example of another tense. Past imperfect tense. Past imperfect tense. All right. I was teaching English. All right. So what will be the passive voice? English was being taught by me. English was being taught by me. Take another example. Past perfect. Past perfect example. That means I had taught English. Alright. So according to the table you have to use helping verb according to the table and according to the sentence. According to the subject also. So here English is again third person singular number. So we will write here what? English had been taught by me. Alright. So this was all about the past tense. Now come to the future tense. So I will write here only, like we have completed first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. No, it is first one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. No, it is only six because this is part of this tense. So six is completed up to past tense, and then I am going to teach you future tense. Like if the sentence is given of future tense, then how you will change the sentence into passive voice, that I am going to let you know. Voice is very easy, but before that you should have commands in tense. Then you will be very much able to understand it. You should have full idea, complete idea. You should have command over English. Then you will be easily able to understand this topic. So it is what active voice and it is what passive voice. Passive voice. So here the sentence simple future. What we will take here? Simple future tense example. All right. I shall write a letter. This is example of simple future tense. So what will be the passive voice? A letter will be written by me. A letter will be written by me. So now we have completed 7 voice and then the 8, which one is the last one, that is future perfect tense. Future perfect. I shall have written a letter. What will be the passive voice of this sentence? Passive voice will be a letter will have been written by me. All right, this is very easy to understand. Now, one more thing I wanna tell you, beta. If you are getting, suppose that I am giving you sentence, I shall write letters. So letters is what, singular number or plural number? Of course, letters is example of what, plural number. So if you are getting plural number, then according to that only you have to use helping verb, and you can use the helping verb by keeping table number 1 and table number 2, as well as you have to keep in your mind the structure of the tenses also. All right. So this was all about the voice. This is voice part 1. In next class, I will teach you how to make passive voice of an interrogative sentence and other important types also. I will discuss and I will teach you how we can change from active voice into passive voice, from active voice into passive voice. So this was all about today's class. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. If you find any problem, you are free to ask. Thank you.